Fact 1. 298, rather than 300, Spartans died at Thermopylae. 300 is probably the first thing that most people associate with Sparta, both the 2006 Zack Snyder film, based on the graphic novel, and that 300 Spartans fought at the infamous Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BCE. However, that is not quite true. 2 of the Spartans sent to Thermopylae did not die in the battle. Herodotus informs us that 2 Spartans, Eurytus and Aristodemus, were being treated for serious eye infections when they heard that the Persians had found a way around the pass so as to attack the Greek forces. Eurytus bravely charged into battle and died. Aristodemus stayed behind. He returned to Sparta with great shame. He later redeemed himself at the Battle of Plataea where he died. The second Spartan who avoided death at Thermopylae was Pantites. He was away at the time of battle bringing a message to Thessaly. When Pantites returned to Sparta, he was so ashamed not to have been in the battle that he hanged himself. Fact 2. The Spartans enslaved an entire population, the Helots. The darkest aspect of Sparta's success was that, ultimately, it was enabled by the dehumanization, subjugation, and enslavement of an entire people. The Helots, a population of Greeks who lived in Messenia. The Helots were, in effect, agricultural slaves. The Spartans used them to work the land and provide food for the Spartan state. Helots were also recruited to fight for the Spartans when needed. However, there was a constant fear that the Helots might rise up against the Spartans. They outnumbered them massively. As such, each year the Spartans ritually waged war on the Helots. One of the ways this ritual war manifested itself was through the Crypteia. The Crypteia was a sort of Spartan secret police. A body of young Spartan men chosen for their military potential and prowess. They were sent out to literally hunt and kill the strongest and most dissident of the Helots. Fact 3. They used iron rods, rather than coins, as currency. Money, in the form of coinage, was a great political tool in the ancient world. Cities could patriotically proclaim the image of their state to the world, and rulers could reinforce their legitimacy. Most famous is the Athenian owl or the Roman mints that proudly proclaim the twins Romulus and Remus. However, Sparta did not have a coinage until King Arius, 309 to 265 BCE, minted silver tetradrachms, only 4 of which have survived. Instead, it is thought that for internal dealings Spartans would have used iron spits as a form of currency. Fact 4. Early enrollment. The Spartans had a ruthless reputation around the ancient world. And it says a lot that their absolute efficiency in warfare is still so widely remembered today. But a reputation like that doesn't come easily. All Spartan citizens were expected to be professional soldiers, and children were removed from their homes at the age of 7 to begin training. These children were put in the agode system. There, they lived communally, studied fighting as well as reading and writing, and were fed, according to Xenophon, just the right amount for them never to become sluggish through being too full, while also giving them a taste of what it is not to have enough. Fact 5. Death first. Losing was simply not an option for the average Spartan warrior. Theirs was a culture that revered success on the battlefield to an almost unbelievable degree. Similar to samurai, Spartans were expected to kill themselves rather than surrender or face utter disgrace. Fact 6. Fight puppets, fight. Children were also encouraged to fight at a young age, and many times older men and teachers would deliberately create conflicts between the boys to promote fighting. Not unlike a reality TV show. Except in this reality show, the fights were very, very real. Incapacitating injuries were not exactly rare, and deaths happened. Fact 7. Getting ahead. The only Spartan citizens who were given headstones after burial were soldiers who died in combat and women who died in childbirth, or if they died doing a divine duty. Fact 8. Justice is blind. During the famous last stand against the Persians in Thermopylae, a Spartan named Aristodemus suffered from a disease of the eyes and was too ill to fight. When he returned to Sparta, he was branded a coward. Later, he fought at the Battle of Plataea and shed the brand of coward, by dying horrifically. Fact 9. 2 kings to rule them all. Sparta had 2 kings from 2 different ruling dynasties. Their explanation was that the hero and demigod Hercules, from whom legend claimed all Spartan kings descended, sired 2 twin sons. The pair then formed the bloodline for the 2 royal houses, Agiad and Eurypontid. Fact 10. Glory days. The Spartan supremacy began to wane with the Battle of Leuctra, which was the first instance a full-strength Spartan army lost a land battle. The Spartan decline was also hastened by the Helots, who began to outnumber full-blooded Spartans and, none too happy with the way their masters had treated them, started to revolt. Even so, Sparta held on for 2 more centuries, but never achieved the same glory they once had. Today, however, their fierceness lives on. Thank you for watching Epic Facts UK. Please like, comment and subscribe for more videos.